And one of the main questions I get all the time when it comes to Cricuts is, which one should I get? Which one's the right one for me? Hey everyone, my name is Julia Groves. Welcome to the Quiet Grove and welcome to my crafting kitchen. I may not have an official crafting room, totally goals, but I do love to craft, and even more so, I love to craft with Cricut. Now, as anyone who has been following my blog, thequietgrove.com, or my social media knows, I adore Cricut. I didn't realize how much I loved crafting until I started crafting with Cricut. And one of the main questions I get all the time when it comes to Cricuts is, which one should I get? Which one's the right one for me? Now, honestly, as you can see, I have all three, and I use all three, and I love all three. And I can tell you that you would adore any of these machines. They're amazing. But if you're trying to figure out which one of these machines would be the best fit for you and your crafting lifestyle, we're going to go into that right now. The first thing you need to understand is the differences between each of these machines. Then we'll talk a little bit about some other things that you can consider to help you find that right fit. So, first, I'd like to start with the Cricut Explore Air 2. Now, you'll see on the market Cricut Explore Airs and Explore Air 2s. They're basically the same machine. The Explore Air 2 just has a fast cut mode for simple designs, so it can be a little bit faster, which if you're doing a lot of designs can make a difference. Otherwise, same machine. Now, the Cricut Explore Air machines are the foundation machines here over at Cricut. They are the ones that, of these three, this is the one that came out first. Cricut does totally support it. All their programming and all their main stuff works with the Explore Air 2. The difference will come later, and I'll explain that. So the Explore Air 2, you are able to use two different blades. You have your fine point blade for those materials like paper, cardstock, vinyl, iron-on, and it really does those intricate cuts. And then you have your deep cut blade. And that will allow you to do things like faux leather to make earrings. It allows you to do thicker paper products like poster board and things. So these are your two main blades for the Explore Air 2. And the Explore Air can cut over 60 different materials. I think it's up to like 100 now. So it is versatile. You can do so many projects with it. You can do iron-on projects, with your heat transfer vinyl. You can do vinyl projects. You can do paper projects. And like I said, you can even do those faux leather projects. So it gives you a great versatility. So if you're looking for an overall unit to do tons of different basic projects, this is a great unit for you. Additionally, to cutting, the Explore Air 2 does have the ability to draw. So they have a section of pens and markers that are specific for the Cricut devices, and it even has a scoring tool so that if you're doing a project that needs scored edges for folding, then it has that. Now, let's move over to the Cricut Joy. The Cricut Joy is your itty-bitty little Cricut machine. It's awesome for crafters on the go, for beginner crafters. This is the one that you want if you're doing really basic projects. Like it can do the iron-on, it can do the infusible ink and vinyl, and it can do paper and cardstock. It can only cut materials that require the fine point blade. It does not have a deep cut blade option, so keep that in mind. But some things that the Joy has that the other machines don't is they have what are called smart materials. Smart materials are created in such a way that they do not need a mat. So you can load them straight into your device and cut. So it's really convenient if you're on the go or if you're doing a lot longer project. Because with the smart materials, you can cut one design up to 4 feet long, or repetitive designs up to 20 feet long, depending on the material that you're using. Now, it does come with a mat, so if you're using scraps or if you're doing paper projects, then you can put it on a mat and cut it, but it's really those smart materials that set it apart. Additionally, the Cricut Joy, you can get this special card mat, and they have these insert card kits. So in a matter of minutes, you can make amazing, gorgeous cards, custom cards for your friends and family, even if you have no crafting background. They've got pre-made designs, and of course you can always design your own. Now, our third machine, this is Cricut's premier machine. This is like the platinum level. The Cricut Maker can do everything that the Cricut Explorer Air 2 can, and more. Now, this is their most expensive Cricut machine, but there's a reason. In addition to your fine point blade and your deep point blade, so deep cut blade that allows you to do all the things that the Explorer Air can, the Cricut Maker has a very special blade tool housing. Now, this housing, what's so amazing about it is you have these adapted tools, and if you notice there's little grooves on them, it's because it can turn the blade direction as well as cutting. It also has a lot more power, and that allows Cricut to come out with a whole line of adapted tools that you can now use with the Maker. It has a fabric rotary wheel, so you can cut crepe paper, and you can cut felt, and you can cut fabric. So a lot of people who love sewing crafts, you know, the Maker is the one for you. If you want to be able to be doing crafts with the felt, then again, you need those specialty cuts. They also have a knife blade, so you can cut materials like balsa and basswood and veneers. And it has a scoring wheel, which gives deeper, precise scores for if you want to work with like acetate or things like that. They also have a whole slew of other amazing little adapted tools, from ones that do perforation blade, which does, like, if you're making a ticket and you want to be able to, you know, tear it apart. It has a wavy cut blade. It has a engraving blade, and also a debossing head. So it gives you a lot more flexibility in the kind of projects you can do. So if you're thinking that you may be new to crafting, so you might be like, oh, maybe I'm just going to start with vinyl and some paper crafting and maybe some iron-on, but you want the possibility to be able to do more as you really get to know your Cricut, then the Maker is your machine. So as you see, it's 3 different price ranges. So when you're considering which machine's best for you, first ask yourself what kind of projects you are planning on using and doing. Second, look at your budget. If you can afford it, I'd say go the Maker all the way. It can do everything. If you have a mid-range budget and you still want to do like tons of different varieties, but you don't really need those specialty materials like leather and wood and fabrics, the Explorer Air is great for you. And if you just want a nice, fun little machine that you can make custom stickers and labels and cards and maybe little custom baby onesies and mugs, the Cricut Joy is awesome. It's got that lowest price point. It is grab and go easy. I mean, this little thing is so lightweight. It's also a great unit to introduce your kids to crafting. My daughter loves using this unit to do some custom projects and gifts for her friends. Now, like I said, all of these units can do the basic materials of infusible ink, iron-on, vinyl, paper, and cardstock. It's just a matter of what you want to do beyond that. And again, the last thing to consider is storage space. Like, do you only have a tiny little bit of space and you're going to be using this throughout like your house and maybe at school and other things? Then maybe the Cricut Joy would be a good starting fit for you. If you have the space for a full-size unit, they're great because, again, you have a wider breadth of not just cutting materials but space, because both the Explorer Air and the Maker have the 12-inch cutting mat size versus the 4.5-inch. So hopefully this has given you a better insight into Cricut's crafting machines and help you realize which one would be the best fit for you. And again, honestly, all 3 machines are awesome. You would love all of them. It's just a matter of where you really want to go with your crafting life. And personally, if you have the budget, again, I would recommend the Cricut Maker because it can do everything. And the Cricut is constantly coming out with new materials and new supportive products like their easy presses and their control blades and all sorts of other things to help you with your crafting life. So even if you are not a crafter yet, but you want to be, you will love having a Cricut. So thank you all for tuning in to my YouTube video. If you haven't already, follow me so you can be kept up to date with all my new videos I'll be coming out with. And make sure to like and share this post. Bye, everyone.